Lol.
It's about as good as it gets.
Huh?
It's about as good as it gets. I don't think I'm going to finish on a high.
Dog out today, Steve-o.
Not the little GoPro.
Nah.
It was sneaky yesterday with that.
It was. You could just pop it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No one knows. You
No, I think you caught my belly breathing in and out at one point whilst trying to film someone hitting the shot.
What's the plan today then?
Let's do some wedge practice because my stats have sort of said from 75 to 100 I've not been that good, so just do a bit of distance control on that, and then 150 to like 175, and then do some putting a bit later on, do some putting tests and skills tests.
Cool. What's that app you said you were using earlier to collect your stats?
Spider Putt.
Oh, the putting one. And what about the long game one?
Up game. You sort of definitely learn a lot by keeping some form of stats that are sort of relative as opposed to fairways, greens, putts.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really tell you anything. So certainly for like pros, it's very good to have access to that, and then being able to, when you practice, to be able to practice the bits you're weak at and to maintain the bits you're good at.
Yeah.
Rather than just sort of guessing and hitting balls aimlessly.
But first of all, we got to wait for some ammo, right?
Yeah, no, we got no nuggets at the minute. So.
You usually got like 3 or 4 of the guys going out here with like a bucket on their head.
Yeah,
as protection.
Not the best form of health and safety you're ever going to see.
Right, so I've got these. So when you're in South Africa, the sun is just so much brighter. So had to go down the mall today and get some big sunglasses. So this is what we're going to be rolling with. Obviously you can get like golf ones, but you look a bit like David Duval, and if you can avoid that, it's probably for the best. So yeah, like Steve said, today is a day where we're just going to do testing, flight scope down on the range, get lots of numbers, trying to work on his wedge play, maybe tighten up the yardages, dispersion, etc. Then do some putting, which we're going to show you as well. I'll try and see who you can find on the range, have chats with different pros. Today we're not going on the golf course. So yeah, today's about working on the game. So we're going to get down there, see what we can do today. I'm going to put these back on now. Arguably I look like Stevie Wonder. Right.
Call the number.
Call the number, right. Start with 70 then.
I'll have like a 2 yard. I normally do like 2 yard tolerance.
No, yeah, no, yeah.
So I try and do.
It's pretty tight.
It'll be 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 7.
Okay.
7 numbers, and then get within 2 either way, or 2.5. So 70, 60, 7.5 to 72.5 would be like a pass.
70.2. Oh, what a player. 85? 89.6. Does that mean you've got to redo it?
So that'd be, I'd normally do.
You're just doing a scoring system.
That'd be like a fail on that.
Okay.
So I'd do the 7.
So 1 out of 2.
Yeah.
75. 84.5. Must be that 9 hours sleep you had last night, mate, I reckon.
Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't get much recovery.
What was your recovery? 4?
3%.
3% recovery, 9 hours and 55 minutes sleep.
So I may as well have got absolutely hammered and not had any sleep basically.
Alright, 90. Strike. 89.6, bang.
Told you.
So what's that, 2 out of 4? 95?
It's panicking.
Come on then. 92?
No,
just out, 2 out of 5. Up to 100, yeah?
Yeah.
100 then. 101.7. 80. It looked good, I reckon. 82, so that's within.
Just sort of keep some.
This is what
random little.
This is what good players need, isn't it? At home, keep track of their. This is what Ryan kept telling me to keep, but I did keep up my phone, to be fair.
Yeah,
it's just better when you've written it down, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, at least you know what you're doing. Makes you like. I'm not very good at it, to be honest, but
it looks pretty full.
It makes you a bit more like accountable as to what you've done.
Little pat. It's cute. Shit, that's gonna kill him. It's blowing at like 30 kilometers an hour. I'm gonna get these glasses off because I feel a bit subconscious, feel like I look like a bit of a... So yeah, we did some wedge stuff, or I should say Steve did. It's a bit weird when caddies say we, because I'm literally just cleaning his clubs. What we're gonna do now is basically hit some drivers. So Steve is gonna play around with like the loft of his driver, maybe some weights. I doubt it'd be weights, and mostly just be loft, because the elevation up here is like 1700 meters, which basically means the ball obviously travels further because there's less air resistance, air pressure, however you want to describe it. What that also means is you need to spin it a bit higher up here for the ball to stay in the air longer. So back at home, if you're swinging it like 120 and launching it well, anywhere between like 1800 to 22 is pretty good spin rate to keep the ball in the air long enough. But when you're up here, it's ideal if you spin it a bit higher, maybe 200 to 400 revs higher, I think would roughly be it. Keep the ball in the air a bit longer. So most of the guys on the range are just playing around with their specs, with the fitting guys, the tall guys, and just getting some numbers, because pretty much every pro here has a TrackMan, flight scope, GC quad, whatever. So it's important when you go change altitudes to make sure you're getting the most out of your stuff. Big dog Steve-O is about to get on these drivers, so something you don't want to miss. Let's get you out there right now. Huge league.
Sorry.
3 shots. I just want to show you. All of the ball speeds are decent. Clubbing speed the same. Smash factor good. Launch and spin very, very good. The one that went a little right spun a bit more. We could try potentially. I would, if I tried a different shaft, I would go. if I stayed in that weight, I would go no tipping.
Yeah.
Similar shaft, mid launch, mid spin. But I would go lighter.
Is that flatter?
Yeah. You can see that.
Yeah.
That's the CV we need that we know.
So what's the outcome of that then?
That's rubbish. That's what he told me.
So you're in it all over the planet to start with?
Well, yeah,
for
I've
you.
just not felt that comfortable with my driver this week. So yeah, he just changed the settings, made my driver slightly flatter, which seemed to sort of have quite a big impact on my
Massive.
dispersion.
Yeah.
Because
Looked good at the end.
I need to hit it straight with how far I hit it. And it's also nice to know with your driver what settings you like, what ones you don't like. It's nice to have 2 options, if you know what I mean. If you're not hitting it that well, you know I can move into that setting. Yeah. And that might put things right just for that week, or you might end up staying with it.
So what settings did you go from and then to?
I went from standard, so I was using 10 degree head, and he made it 0.75 flatter, which just makes it sit a bit nicer to me. So normally use a 9 degree, but because we're up at altitude, I use the 10 degree, which doesn't quite suit my eyes so much as the 9 degree, which sounds a bit quirky, but it looks sort of totally different to me.
And he's building you 2 for tomorrow to give a little...
shafts, yeah. Yeah, just a couple
He's just
of
bringing
shafts.
a couple shafts.
Yeah, to try what I've liked before, because I don't really have a backup for my current shaft. If I'm not hitting it that well, I sometimes like just to change into a different shaft that I also like, whereas at the minute I don't really have anything that I like sort of swapping out to.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm saying like I've got razor blades in my throat.
No, it makes sense, mate. It's all that aircon, isn't it? It's nothing else.
I know, no, it's definitely the aircon. See what James's touch is like. Cheeky little downhiller. At least he's not showing me up, that's the main thing.
A little choppy spinner.
Not a bad effort.
A little low nipper. Shot.
Oh, aggressive. Lovely.
Right, let's get this Q&A done, shall we? I won't ask any of the questions from Harry Flower.
No, he's barred.
Alright.
I'm ready.
Alright.
Are there any normal questions or not?
Not really, no. I mean, what do you expect from my subscribers, really? Michael Hansen. Apart from Big Jim himself, best up and coming golfer he has played with?
That's a good question. There's a real good young South African that's playing this week, but I can't actually remember his name off the top of my head. But he's one of the invites. No, he's he's about 17, 18, I think. But he absolutely rips it. Right. I'll find out his name before the end of the week.
Oh, he could have had his moment then, but you've just pissed all over it.
But he is awesome.
Corey N. Rogers. What's Steve's swing thoughts over the golf ball? Also, what has he been working on?
I try and just think a bit of timing and stuff on the course, a bit of tempo. I always work on my backswing and sort of my transition into downswing, which that's sort of partly caused by rhythm and partly caused by my takeaway. So I tend to work on those two things.
H. Nicholson, what's the main difference between playing mini tours in the UK compared to SA? Kai, you could go off on this, couldn't you?
Weather, golf courses. No, I mean, it's quite a big difference, yeah. The way of life is really good. Play good courses every week that are probably a lot stronger tests, longer, like thicker rough. Whereas most of the mini tours are short members golf courses.
Bouncy,
no rough.
Bad condition.
And there's no defence of the courses really.
Leo James Howell, would you say the SA Tour is a good one for beginner pros wanting to give it a go? It's an interesting question.
Probably not, because you probably wouldn't get into many tournaments to start with, but unless you're based here. But from the UK, I would start on Jamaica Tour, Clutch Pro, some 1-2 day events, and find your feet a little bit. Yeah,
I think people don't understand the standard out here is really good, isn't it? Because it's the main tour in South Africa.
Yeah, it's not like a mini tour. There's some proper good players playing out here week in, week out.
It's televised.
Yeah,
free co-sanctioned European Tour events. Bigger than people think, I think. Harry Koenig won't ask that question. What did you win for your hole-in-one a couple of weeks back, Jonesy Golf?
Nothing.
F all.
No, I did get a little certificate. And
that's nice.
I got a bit excited because there's something in the shop for you, and it was a certificate.
Put that on the wall. Oh yeah, Seymour James. What's the biggest advice to help James with his game? Right on the spot here.
Yeah, I'd probably say to you, like I always say, just try and keep it a bit more simple. I think you jump from pillar to post a little bit, don't you? With some of it's good, trying to find tips off other people, but I think like this week you ask 5 people, you get 5 totally different answers.
Yes.
Which then you can end up going down loads of rabbit holes. So yeah, probably find a coach or a couple of coaches and stick with that and work on a game plan.
Favourite course in South Africa from Caleb HDG?
Leopard Creek's now my favourite course in South Africa, where we're going in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, good man. James Hannum. What's his topping of choice on his favourite food? Domino's, lol.
So always a pepperoni passion.
Yeah.
Pep passion.
Pep passion.
James will know that as well.
Libra, do you prefer South African or English courses?
Say that again, sorry?
Do you prefer South African or English courses?
I think English courses are generally better designed than the top courses, I'd say, but the condition and stuff, I'd take an average South African golf course over an average English golf course any day of the week.
Andrew O'Brien, for both of ye. Thoughts on the European Tour becoming the DP World Tour? Well, I thought it sounded like a category, didn't it?
No, it sounds like something you might search.
Unless you can, what do you think? I don't know. I don't even know what it means. Is that just the sponsor?
Yeah, I think it's just a title sponsor.
I think it sounds ridiculous.
But yeah,
I think the European. Is it actually changed from the European Tour to the DP World Tour?
Yeah, because the company's DP World.
Right.
So I think it works quite well with them that it's like DP World Tour, because it is a world tour. But yeah, I think it's just a title sponsor.
Touring the world, DPing. Freddie Sturgis, is he going to win me another 400? I guess he betted on you last week.
That'd be nice.
Last year.
Yeah, hopefully bet again and we can win some money again. That'd be good.
That's it. It's a good one. Cody Minart, whatever. What is the yearly cost associated with playing a full season on the tours?
I'd say Euro Pro, you're probably in for about £12,000, like for 16 events, 17 events. Challenge Tour, if you have a caddy with Challenge Tour playing 22 events, you probably would do €40,000. And then main tour, I would say, yeah, you're probably in for like 60 or 70 upwards, depending on what class of hotel you
Yeah,
stay.
it depends if you want to stay in Airbnbs in Smethwick or you want to go the full hog and stay in the Hiltons like Steve is this week.
Well, after some of the places you've booked. Crack dens. I'm still getting over that trip.
Well, right, last one.
Where's Lyle's question?
I don't know. Can't find
I'm
it.
really worried by what you'd have asked. I can get him to ask in person.
Got a lot of Harry Flower ones, and they're not
just clogging up your timeline.
Not airable at all. Is any of them airable?
Human being.
Oh, he did say if you could choose a main meal of either steak or faggots, which would it be?
I'll probably go steak, I think, mate. He's a terrible human being.
He is. He is awful. Right, last one. SGXMMXLL. Best tip for getting a tour card?
Play well, I guess, yeah.
Simple.
Simple, yeah, you've got to
True,
play.
innit?
Rely on, if you're going to Q school, rely on either being a bloody good player or having 2 or 3 weeks of your life and trying to wing it from there.